for Todd Clare anymore, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and begin.
I've hit record.
No relation. Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's October 23rd, 6:02 p.m. I'm calling, this is Joe Rossetti, Chairman of the Central Middle School Building Committee, calling the notice, a special meeting to order for HVAC selection. And if you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good, thank you. Christina, can we have a roll call?
Sure. Did you hit record?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry. All right. So Tony Turner, I believe, is absent. Claire Kilgallen.
Remote Kilgallen. Sorry.
Christina Posha is remote. Todd Clare is absent. Joe Rossetti.
Remote.
Josh Caspi.
Remote.
Joe Kelly is absent. Harry Fisher.
Here, remote.
Thank you. And Laura Costin is absent. Lauren Rabin.
She's absent.
Absent. Yep. Michael Kislik is absent. Dan Watson is not here as well. Dennis Yeski is not here. Steph Cowie.
Here, I'm not absent. Remote.
Yep. Rachel Coven, absent. Warren Silver is absent. And then we have Susan Rudolph, who's absent. Okay. So Joe, it's back to you.
Very good. Just make sure everybody is aware that we do have 5 voting members in attendance, so we do have a quorum. If any of those 5 voting members need to leave before the meeting is adjourned or before we take action, kindly please inform me quickly, so maybe we might be able to do something to speed up the discussion. I don't believe this meeting will last very long, hopefully, but it's good, so let's see how we proceed. I'm going to share my screen now, if I may. And
Joe, is this enough for a quorum?
yes, we do have a quorum.
Okay.
We have 5 of
8.
5 of 8 voting members, to be 9 soon, but we have 5 of 8 voting members present. Okay, our agenda, chairman's remarks. I've already done that. Basically, what we've got, ladies and gentlemen, is a request from, just to summarize, a request from Turner Construction Company to offer color options for mechanical HVAC units, essentially on the rooftop and in the building. And what they proposed, recommended for us consideration are 2 savings of $100,000 or more, which might be incorporated into the GMP once we make the selection. The letter that you've hopefully have all seen and read offers 2 options, and I'll turn to that right now. So there are essentially 2 options. One, beg your pardon. If you read the letter carefully, and read through it completely, there are various options besides 2 options that are being recommended by the project team. Options 3 and option 5 are being recommended by the project team. Option 3, which I'm on right now,
I'm not seeing a screen. I don't know if it's being shared.
I beg your pardon?
I'm just seeing the video of folks' faces. I'm not seeing a shared screen.
Stand by. Essentially, you're not seeing that, huh? Anybody else not seeing it? Everybody not seeing it?
No, none of us.
I don't see it as well.
No.
Wow. Well, I had this going on a while ago.
Can anybody else share for you, Joe?
Stand by.
John can, but I don't have the power. I'm not the host, so Joe has to give the power. So Todd is here. Let me get him renamed.
Here it comes, Joe.
There you go.
Great.
And what does everybody see?
Source blue.
Option 3 with an arrow, providing custom.
Okay, good, good. That's interesting. I don't know why I'm not getting that, but okay. Good. So option 3 is for $108,000 deduct, or not a deduct, but it would be incorporated into the GMP. Option 5 is $131,000 credit. So what are those two different options? And I'm going to let Steve communicate that to us by doing this.
So do you want me to share a screen? I have a document, the same document I think you have.
Oh, there they are.
There you go.
So Steve, I'm going to let's see. I'm just going to page through these while you speak. Is that okay,
Okay,
Steve?
yep, that's fine. So the 4 units that we designated with the blue markers are the 4 units that are in question for receiving either a custom color paint or a standard color paint. Both of them, as Joe pointed out, yield savings to the project, about a $21,000, $22,000 difference in savings. All of the units are tucked behind roof screens. But a few of the units we know will be a little bit taller than the roof screens. So it's 3 RTUs and 1 DOA that we're talking about. The DOA number 5 and RTU number 4 are the 2 tallest members. In the group, RTU 1 is a close second. RTU 3 is the smallest of the 4 pieces we're talking about. What we've done in our modeling is we've tried to model based on a basis of design and an anticipated curb height. So we could take some views to try to understand what we might see or might not see. And Joe, you could flip to the next page. Just another aerial 3-dimensional view so you can see those 4 units that we're talking about with the roof screens. And then a few images that we took, as far back as we could, because typically that's when you see it. So from the parking area as you're exiting the building, looking back, you really don't see the units from what we can model. What you see in the beyond above the roof screen is actually one of the mechanical pop-ups that are on the building towards the back side. So the roof screen we think is doing the job here.
Is that
You could go
right here, Steve? Is that what they're?
Yeah, that's the roof screen
there.
there. The little element that's popped up is actually on the 2-story portion of the building beyond. Similar to the left-hand side of the gymnasium, you see the little gray box there. We're going to see a little bit of mechanical things there, but those are building elements. You can go to the next view. It comes around a little bit more from the fields. We were trying to take a longer view away, again, trying to get as far away where your view plane is as flat as can be. Same thing, the buildings really do a lot of the work here for us, where between the building and the roof screen, you're not going to see those elements. Next one there brings you even further around, and it, again, just to illustrate, none of these views, which from our standpoint, people on site will be able to stand as far back away, but this view is in the classroom. This view is up on the 2nd floor classroom, and this is one of the views if you paid attention during ARC. There you go, Joe. We know from what we've modeled, you're going to see the top of I believe that's RTU number 4. Yeah, that is actually the one to your left. Yep, is that one to your left. So we can predict that the one to the right is also going to be similar from the classroom windows up on second floor. You're going to see both of those. ARC was really, concerned about that view for us. So we're very cognizant of that. And my experience tells me is no matter how tall or how large we make these units when we model them, and no matter how tall we make the curbs that we model them on, they always seem to be a little bit taller in real life. So I believe that there's 3 units that you're most likely going to see at least a portion of the top of from the classrooms. I think the 4th unit we're probably safe, but boy, I wouldn't want to bet my life on it. And I don't really want to put you guys or any of you folks who have to walk around and listen to, people after the fact, give them an opportunity to criticize a decision here. So we had recommended option 3, which was less savings because it is in the color palette, the gray color palette of the project, where option 5, although more savings, and it's called slate gray, has a definitive green tint in real life. That harkens to a little bit of like the green army men you used to play with when you were a kid. Not quite that dark, but there's definitely a green in it. And green is simply just not in any of our color palette on the project. The grays that we had opportunity to choose from very much match some of the niche highlights that we have, the stone products that we have, and the roof screen. The intent is to match this color and the roof screen color nearly to, to be as close to one another as we can get it.
You're saying the third one down, the stone.
Third one down, correct.
Stone, right? Can you
Yes,
just go back to image 5 for a second?
This one?
That rendering of the screen looks a little bit like a bronzy, brassy, metallicized color.
It's a gray. It's as good as we can get with some of the rendering software we have, and the sunlight when it hits it in the rendering program changes it a little bit, but it is going to be in that same gray family.
Yeah, I was saying it from the digital images, it most closely represents the stock from the.
I would agree.
But if it's truly, you don't have a paint swab of that gray, do you?
I do not. It was on our finished boards. I can certainly share that after the fact, but the intent would be both of these grays would be nearly a close match, which would match our stone color palette.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, for visibility purposes, I don't think it's really material in any way. I mean, if it was bright red, I'd say yeah, it's an issue. Red would be pretty visual. But yeah, I think the nuance here is kind of immaterial. You're saving in both scenarios, but you pick up an extra $25K, by going with the stock. I before the call, I was gonna say you have to go with the stone, but now seeing kind of what you walked us through, it really doesn't seem so material.
So again, I can't stress enough. We model a BOD and we do the best we can to get it on the kind of curve that we anticipate. I've never been on a single project that they don't show up larger and taller. Every job's that way.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know. I can only predict what I know from experience, and what my experience says is you're going to see them. And I know ARC was adamant about the views from the classroom. And again, I don't know if ARC is going to walk through the building or not and give any, public opinion after the fact. I just don't want to open us up to a window of opportunity for that criticism. If it was a $200,000 delta, I would slide right to the slate gray and say it's probably not worth the dollars. But my opinion is that it's just not a color palette that is on any other portion of the building. And I feel like it opens us up to that risk of ARC saying we're not being responsive and sensitive and all those things to the elements that we fought really hard in those meetings to try to respond to. But that's our recommendation.
Okay, Joe, are you ready for me to make that motion that I made in our previous meeting?
All right, Harry has his hand up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, much as I like to save money, I'd go with the grayer option. I guess it's option 3 that saves $108,000. I mean, I take Steve's comments about visibility to heart, that you never know how much you're really going to see of these things, and the more compatibility, the better.
Okay, so just to make sure everybody understands, the option, let's go on in number order. Option 3, right here, option 3 essentially saves us $108,000. Option 5 would save $131,000. Option 3 is what SLAM is recommending to more match the screening, et cetera, more gray. Option 5 is, which saves 131, doesn't quite match so well. And during the meeting, we did have some hard colored chips, aluminum samples, and I definitely thought that the slate gray was slate green more than it's slate
Right.
gray. So I don't.
Joe, can I make a
So-
motion to approve this option 3 slam stone gray?
I think you have to second it because I think the motion's on me.
Oh,
I asked
I'll
him to-
I'll
Okay,
second
okay,
it.
thank
I'll second Christina's
All right,
motion.
very good. Very good. We had the motion earlier from Christina. Thank you. And second by Josh to approve
Mhm.
option 3 to save $108,097. Let's go ahead and quickly take vote on that.
Joe, I just wanted to add just one quick thing, that the rendering that we're looking at is at a student height. So Steve's concern about the reality is, from a perspective of an adult, is even higher. And I'm just sensitive to the ARC comments and concerns about those spots. So I'll be in support.
Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and take a quick roll call vote. Christina?
Yep, Christina is a yes. Joe?
Joe's a yes.
Joe Rossetti? Yep. Claire Kilgallen?
Yes.
Kilgallen, yes.
Harry Fisher?
Yes.
Josh Caspi?
Yes.
And Todd Clare?
Yes.
600.
Okay, very good. Any other comments? If no other comments, the meeting is adjourned. I really appreciate everybody hopping on the call. Thank you. I'm a little over time. We've got not 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Thanks a lot.
See
Thanks,
you guys
everybody.
on
Thank
the
you
Good
all.
night.
Appreciate it. Good
Thank you,
evening.
guys.
Good night.
Have
Thank
Have a nice
you.
evening. Bye.
Good night.
Right.